basically ask the panel, Sherry, does climate change come into any of the talent requirements that you're involved in IoT?
Well, I mean, I think it's interesting. I think that, yes, I think it's all relevant, right? So if I was on a board a couple of weeks ago, and this gentleman from Purdue was asking Chuck Robbins, who's actually CEO of Cisco, could you help me when we come up with sensors that are going to be on every piece of corn in a field? We're going to have so much data that comes back in, and we're not going to know what to do with that data. Can you help us kind of figure out what is important with corn in a cornfield, right? But then if you start to layer on things like climate change, and you start to understand which pieces of corn are going to be, probably, more hardy as climates change, I mean, you can start to put all of that together. So you can start to think about how everything is connected, and that's what the Internet of Things is, and everything is connected means that everything can make a difference. So it's not just your car emissions, right? It may be that, like, there's incentives for you not to drive on days that we know it's going to have some problems with climate. So, and then we know you're not driving because we have a sensor in your car that says you're not driving to work, right? So it's how it's all connected, I think, is going to be the most relevant thing coming up.
Thank you for that. Mark, is Tech Riot, enormous IoT ecosystem, is anybody talking about climate change in the IoT businesses that you're, or anything related to it, like food, or water, or energy?
Right, directly, no one's come to me and said, let's talk climate change. But with that being said, with startup companies that I've connected and talked to, there's different drone type, agriculture drone based startups that are looking at that climate change, looking and trying to figure out, which fields are wet, which aren't, which have the proper moisture, and then different ways that it should be implemented. Also, some things with climate change, even though it's smaller and it still affects it a little, is more grow house type operations, how to, the biggest thing I'd see that I'm talking to people about is just becoming efficient. And the more efficient you become, it kind of helps affect that and change that as well, because you're not using as much energy for anything.
That's a good comment. We'll get onto that briefly in the next section. Paul, you're driving IoT at NCAR. Are you a lone voice, or is there, this amazing organisation that, fire rescue services and forest fire services and disaster services use NCAR's modelling to help them to be effective and efficient in what they're doing? Is IoT becoming more on the radar now of NCAR? You said there was a gap with the sensory data.
There really is. And I think in this past year it's become more and more relevant in our group, and we've come up with a lot of ideas, not just for climate, but for monitoring wildfires, for example. If we have a network of these 3D printed technologies, they're basically disposable, right? So you